Hello and welcome back to Comic-Con at Home here on IGN. I'm Max Scoville, joined by my good pal, Brian Altano.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, a little brain damaged. I was definitely, it might be a weird byproduct of being one of those funny 90s kids who loved all the 90s stuff. And I might be suffering from a slight case of nostalgia. Brian, do you have anything that can help with my brain damage and 90s nostalgia? Well, there you have it. So this is the Mattel Jurassic Park Barbasol Dennis Nedry. It might look like large shaving cream. Brian, tell me about this.
Okay, so that is actually the secret, Max. If you've seen the hit film Jurassic Park, in which a overworked hacker who's experienced tons of crunch decides to get back at the system by stealing dinosaur embryos, you realize that one of the pinnacle scenes of that film is when he sits down for a nice outdoor cafeteria lunch in Hawaiian shirts with his good friend Dodson, and he explains to Dodson that using this Barbasol can, he will be able to sneak into Jurassic Park, put a bunch of dinosaur embryos inside it, and sneak out. They remade that in this form right here, but this time around, inside is a small 3 3/4 figure of Dennis Nedry himself, along with a bunch of accessories. This is honestly one of my favorite Comic-Con exclusives ever made. It comes in a very nondescript Jurassic Park box right here, which looks like it would have a pint glass in it or something like that.
This is one of the most like ridiculous, just Comic-Con exclusive type things. I feel like they just zeroed in on a specific type of just weird nerd, and we've definitely fallen into that bucket. I also love that they went to the trouble of getting all of the official licensing for Barbasol. The figure itself is awesome. They're also doing a 6-inch one later this year, I think, that comes with or you can also get a Dilophosaurus to spit at him. But I mean, like the dinosaur stuff in Jurassic Park, but really I think is cool. But like everyone loves Dennis Nedry and the scene where he puts whipped cream or shaving cream on a pie. I thought that shaving cream was a thing you could eat until I was like 12 because of that movie.
Yeah, me too. And so speaking of which, this is the Dennis Nedry figure himself inside. I love this right here because he just looks like a tourist father. You know, he's got this like little tropical background. I was texting you about this, Max, because we have brain damage, but I don't have a lot of toys that wear sandals. It's not really a thing that goes with action figures, you know. Well,
no, we also have a Comic-Con exclusive Predator we'll be unboxing later during this show. The Predator wears lots of sandals, but he's definitely a little bit cooler than Dennis Nedry. This is what I really love is all of the that fun fact. Our wives are really sick of that quote. What I love is that there is some kind of Dennis Nedry. There we go. So it says every one of his quotes, if you hit it on the top, if you do it right, but I think either mine is broken or I'm just not a good enough. I'm not able to outsmart Dennis Nedry's hacker tricks. So mine just says So like I clearly don't know the magic word. So as a Hawaiian shirt enthusiast, a Jurassic Park fan, a brain damaged 90s baby with all sorts of weird nostalgia for that strange dinosaur film, pretty stoked on this. So there's like one person. There's one.
And no wonder you're extinct. Totally unappreciated in my time. Dodson, we got Dodson here.
See, nobody cares. You know what it's missing? It's missing that noise he makes when he first sees the can, where he makes that like high-pitched whistle laugh, where he's like, but anyway,
lastly, I did want to point out real quick, it does come with some awesome accessories. It's got his little handbag, his little man purse he carries around. That looks like you would fit a bowling ball in it.
I think isn't that his bribe money?
Yeah, it's got his little pie.
Yeah, and then he also gets the pie because he doesn't want Dodgson to cheap out on him.
Yeah, and he also has his own tiny little Barbasol can. I really, really love this toy. We didn't really talk about the articulation on him, but it's great too, despite the fact that he's kind of a chunky guy.
I'm very happy we're getting Dennis Nedry figures. It's such a weird, specific figure in that line to have. Now let's move on. There's another wonderful sort of revolting reptile of crime against God that was popular in the 90s. In addition to Jurassic Park, they didn't stop to think whether or not they should. They just whether or not they could or whatever the quote is. But let's show me these horrible things. Just show me these.
So NECA's been doing a really awesome job of doing Comic-Con exclusive figures for a long time, but also zeroing in on weird parts of fandom and fan culture that you might have forgotten, specifically in the 90s when Turtle Rage was happening all over, Turtle Mania, whatever you want to call it, Turtleitis. We're all bitten by that bug. The Ninja Turtles went on tour in their sort of like answer to what like an Ice Capades live show thing would look like. There was somewhere between going to see Guns N' Roses and maybe seeing the band from Chuck E. Cheese. So they did something called the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. And in that tour, the Turtles were in some of the most absurd costumes we've ever seen them in. And that's saying a lot because these things are naked reptiles that wear basically torn up t-shirts around their body parts. This is NECA's Comic-Con exclusive Ninja Turtles musical mutagen tour set based on the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. It comes with 4 figures, a ton of accessories, a ridiculously ugly foam pizza, which looks like the kind of thing you would throw around on stage. When I first saw it, I was like, that's a really bad pizza toy. But then I realized, no, it's a really great toy based on a really ugly piece of foam that was supposed to look like a pizza. This will run you $149.99. It's available online. It comes with a whole, basically bunch of it. Actually, no, this is $124.99. You can get an additional one, an accessory pack that's even more than that. And this will be available at Target. And these toys are awesome. Like I went from being like, man, these are weird and ugly, and why do they exist? But I just want to point out, like, the sculpts on them are fantastic. Their faces are absurd and terrifying. Their mouths are articulated. They come with these amazing little jean jackets that have their names on them up top underneath their heads, and also little symbolism and stuff like that. And they also come with tons of cool instruments. Like everybody's
it's horrible. It's really
favorite 90s instrument, the guitar.
Yeah. So anyway, these are, as you said, these are going to be available in store at select Target locations for $125. You can get them online at Target.com for $149, and you can also get them if you're international with the whole accessory pack at thenecastore.com for also $149. This again. I don't know. I can't imagine what most people who would see these in Target would think. Like people who aren't like us with the problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's for a very specific group of men in their 30s and 40s and women too, who remember this weird era of seeing the show live. Now, I actually did see the show live as a kid, and it was unsurprisingly a complete fever dream. And so if you're wondering, how do you display such things? The case itself opens up. It looks sort of like a musical instrument case or something like that, a hard case you would see a roadie carry around. But inside is an entire stage with a giant marquee on top and everything like that. And they look really awesome in there, all things considered. I mean, these are weird, wonderful toys, and I really, really dig them. I mean, look at Rap's guitar.
Sorry. Anyway, we're running out of time here. But yeah, if you want to grab the Dennis Nedry, I believe that's up on Entertainment Earth. It is $20, which is really, in the grand scheme of fake Barbasol cans hiding hackers, not that bad. And then the Ninja Turtles will be Target Online or thenecastore.com. Lots more Comic-Con at Home coverage coming up, including slightly more normal toys. We'll see you around.
You didn't say the magic word.